Hey guys, this is a Let's Play for Wargame Airland Battle. It's a game where the Cold War sort of goes hot and shit's hitting the fan in Northern Europe. I've been playing the beta in multiplayer for a few weeks with some friends. It's been really fun, but today we're going to check out the single player campaigns, which have been added with the release of the game. This is my first time playing, so let's just jump in and see how it goes. So I clicked solo, and this brings up what looks like a list of available campaigns. There's 4 campaigns, ranging in difficulty and duration, 2 Warsaw Pact campaigns, and 2 NATO campaigns. Fortress Oslo sounds interesting. Let's do that. Sure. Get some briefing text here. Okay. So it sounds like what happened is the Russians attacked along a broad front. They captured Scandinavia, and then they stalled in Central Europe. And this has given us some momentum, and now we can re-attack Northern Europe and retake Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. And our objectives are to seize Oslo, Copenhagen, and Stockholm in less than 12 days. It looks like we have a follow-on force schedule here. These are reinforcements that are going to be coming in. We have a slight advantage. So it looks like a mix of French, German, British, and American forces. 101st Air Assault, that's going to be interesting. And the 194th Armored Brigade. And it looks like most of our forces will be here by day 4. In fact, all of them will. The Pact forces are coming in a little bit slower, and they'll have some forces coming in day 5. Okay. So what we have here is looks like a map of Europe, overview map. Looks like most of the map is out of play, although it goes all the way down to the Arabian Sea. No doubt this is going to be the area for expansions or DLCs or whatnot. Looks like our immediate area of operations stretches from Finland to northern Germany. Yeah, looks like I have a unit here in Kiel, which is the northern extent of Germany. Looks like we have some fleets here in the North Sea. The Russians have some fleets in the Baltic Sea. Apparently we outnumber them. We have a fleet in Norwegian Sea, unopposed by nothing. Okay, so it looks like we have 1 unit inside Kiel. That's a British unit, the 1st Infantry Brigade. And it looks like every unit has their own sort of order of battle, which is based on the historical composition of that unit, or at least an approximation of what they would have. So it looks like the 1st Infantry Brigade it's indeed an infantry brigade, but it's also mechanized. So this is a mechanized brigade, and it actually has a number of armored assets in it as well. There's some tanks, including Centurions, and Challengers. Those are actually pretty decent tanks. Not much in the way of air defenses other than these blowpipes. Some decent fixed-wing support. There's some attack choppers. So this is a pretty well-balanced force, although I'm not fantastically excited about playing as the British. They're better than, I guess, some options. Looks like I can maneuver them on the map. Okay, up here we have a buy menu. It looks like it's similar to the buy menu inside of Wargame itself, inside the battles. It looks like what we have are a number of strategic options that we can do, and it looks like we have 60 political points. So all these things cost political points, and we can do an aerial reconnaissance, which will reveal information about a province and reveal information about the unit in there. Commando raid, naval bombardment, these are for attriting. Aerial cover, which will stop enemy air raids on the targeted sector from 0600 for the next 24 hours. Camouflage mine layer. Mine layers will stop enemy submarine activity. So that's definitely going to be necessary if I do any amphibious operations. Okay, then it looks like we have our follow-on forces from day 0 to day 4, and you can buy these using political points. It looks like each one of these provinces, enemy provinces, has a value, and I assume those correspond to the amount of political points that you gain when you capture those provinces. So right now I can call in the 82nd Airborne, and they're actually I guess that's 1st Brigade of the 82nd Airborne. So these guys are airborne, and what airborne means is that they're basically pushed out of C-130s. They don't have helicopters. They're literally paratroopers, so everything's coming down in parachutes. And it looks like their order of battle reflects that. So they don't really have many vehicles. They do have some motorized assets, a few armored assets, but mostly not. Looks like they have some West German mortars and support. These will come in handy. These are ITW, improved tow vehicles. And some fixed wing assets. And then we have a commando brigade by the British that I can call in. Looks like they're mechanized. And judging from the little picture here, they're amphibious. Yep. If I hover over it, it tells me how they can come in. So it says this battle group comes from the North Sea and can be deployed in any sector on the western coast. So these guys can conduct amphibious ops. Oh, and you can see they're deploying from this fleet in the North Sea. Interesting. So now what it looks like I need to do is I need to come up with a strategic plan rather than a tactical plan. I need to plan for how my forces are going to be deployed over time, and I need to sort of budget the points to do so. So right now I can conduct an amphibious attack and I can conduct an airborne attack. The amphibious attack are basically a light version of the infantry brigade that I currently have, but they're amphibious and they can attack all these ports. And then I have the airborne guys, and they can be dropped in anywhere. But we're not going to do that because we don't have enough forces in reserve to support sort of an operation of that scale. I know that there's no enemy opposing me in Copenhagen. I don't know about Malmo, though. See, Malmo is sort of the route to Copenhagen, so if there's a large enemy force here, that would be problematic. I'm going to do an area recon to see what's in there. Okay. So there's actually an enemy formation there. It's the 7th Naval Assault Division. They're significantly weakened, and they're Polish, and they don't have a very good order of battle. They basically have nothing. They have some light vehicles. They do have quite a few helicopters. They have some crappy fixed wing, some light infantry. It's not really a threat. Now the real question is, I do want Malmo, and my immediate reaction would be to air assault or air attack Malmo, and then support them with the 1st Infantry Brigade. But if I do that, I'll overextend myself, and this unit here in Aarhus could cut me off from Kiel, which is my main supply route. And I don't know what's in Aarhus. They look like Eastern German mechanized forces of some sort. They're probably inferior to what I have. There's a full-strength brigade. It's very tempting to want to do an air attack onto Malmo, but I don't want to do that unless I can support them. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to do an airborne assault into Copenhagen, capture Copenhagen. See, but that also wastes my airborne attack option. Because if I keep these guys in reserve, I can do a deep attack later on. I can do an amphibious attack onto Copenhagen, which will be undefended. Okay. I think I'm going to leave the 1st Brigade of the 82nd in reserve and use the 3rd Commander Brigade to do a amphibious attack onto Copenhagen. And then I'm going to use the 1st Infantry Brigade to move north and do a fixing attack / deliberate attack onto this unknown unit here in Aarhus. And that should secure the route into Sweden and should secure this ferry route into Aarhus. So the 3rd Commander Brigade is deploying. Let's go ahead and set up some mines in here. This way I guess we don't get interdicted by submarines. And we'll bring in aerial cover into Aarhus, but that's going to be our main effort. And I guess we'll camouflage them. Oh, I have another aerial recon I can use. Okay, I just noticed I gotta be careful with using all these, but you can see there the little green numbers. I only have a limited number of uses here, so I gotta be careful. Even though that didn't cost me any points, I only have a certain number of uses. So let's check this out. So we have like a 60% strength. Actually, it's lower than that. It's like virtually no strength. Motor Schützen Regiment. So I'm gonna smash through these guys with this brigade. Looks like they're about 60% strength and they have really low morale. So I have 6 morale and I'm at 100% strength. So this is good odds for an attack. The Amphibious Brigade will take Copenhagen, and then in the follow-on turns we'll drop the airborne behind Malmo or maybe even further north, and then we'll attack from the south. That sounds like a plan. So let's go ahead and, I guess, send orders. Okay. So we captured Copenhagen. Copenhagen's been held. The enemy force in Malmo's been held. They're not going to cross over, and it looks like the guys in Aarhus are not going to retreat. They're going to try to hold on to their ground, which is bad for them. So let's go and check the battle view. So it looks like we lost some morale when we moved, or we lost some strength when we attacked. I'm not sure why that is. We're currently, actually this is going to be an even battle. They have less morale, but looks like we have the same amount of points. So this should essentially be challenging. Let's go ahead and start the attack. Oh, that's cool. See, this is the Kiel Canal. Anyway. History, nerdgasm, complete. Let's see what we have here. So, it looks like this is a very heavily populated area. It's a number of towns. This is going to cause a number of challenges for attacking. Mainly because the enemy can set up infantry in these areas and easily defend against deliberate attacks. First things first, let me get rid of this fob. We're not going to need that. And I'll move the CP into cover. Okay. So it looks like the main points of contention are these routes to Copenhagen and Stavanger. And let's do a Metzi analysis here. So they can't attack us from the west. And that's our main air corridor. That's also our reinforcement route. So we're definitely going to need to defend this heavily. Looks like there's some industrial areas here on the coast. See, all these areas are going to pose major challenges for the offensive. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push to India, and that has some big wide open areas that we can overwatch onto the route leading to Copenhagen. What we'll do is we'll put a blocking force in Gulf. We'll capture India, and then we'll capture Copenhagen, and then we'll just slowly push them north towards Stavanger. But we only have 20 minutes, so we're going to need to be fairly aggressive in order to accomplish these objectives. Okay. So, my immediate thought here is that I would check the support column and see what air defense we have. So we have some tracked Rapier air defense, which are SAMs, and that's fine. And then looks like we have some self-propelled guns for artillery support and some mortars. So we have a mixture of tanks here. It's a pretty standard logistics package. Tracked, wheeled, and heliborne recce, plus some green jackets, which are light infantry recce. So this is a pretty well-balanced brigade. We have both mechanized and we have motorized infantry. We have blowpipes, which are essentially man pads. They're like used for air defense. Javelins, which are anti-tank missiles. Fusiliers, which are mechanized. Some Milan ATGMs. Okay, we have some Strikers, which are ATGM vehicles. More ATGMs. This is all anti-tank. And we have some attack choppers. Those might come in handy. And we have some pretty well-balanced air. So this is a very well-balanced force. I can pretty much choose to do whatever I want. The first order of business is let's get some artillery support. So I'm going to buy a section of mortars. And I'm also going to buy some air defense for the rear. So this battle right here, this big open field, this is going to be a battle of ATGMs, and it's going to be a battle of tanks. And I think the main enemy force is going to arrive in Copenhagen, so we're going to have a meeting engagement right off the bat. What I'll do is I'll establish Overwatch here, and then I'll push along these trees and then attack into Copenhagen. Okay. So in order to accomplish that, we're going to need something to deal with those ATGMs. So I actually might want to get... It's tempting. I'm tempted to get a section of self-propelled artillery. Yeah. So I'm going to get artillery instead of the mortars. Okay. Alright, let's figure out... I want to get some defenses here, and I want a force to push into Gulf as well rather quickly so we can capture Gulf in India. Okay. Let's say get a section of infantry, a section of ATGMs to capture and to block Gulf, and they'll be supported by a section of Strikers. Okay, that's that. Okay, then our main force is going to be attacking towards India. And first things first, let's get some air defense. Okay, rapiers, tanks. They're pretty expensive. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got a platoon of challengers. We're going to need recce. And the rest will probably go to infantry. So I'll have a platoon of mech infantry, platoon of tanks, Scorpion, 2 SAMs. We'll get a section of javelins. We'll put them in Overwatch right here. So I'm going to get some Strikers as well, and they'll also be in Overwatch. So the main effort will be platoon of tanks, platoon of infantry, and then we'll have some ATGMs in Overwatch. I'd also like to put some infantry here in this town, but I don't have the points for it. Okay. Yeah, see, I need security over here. Alright, I'm going to axe one of those rapiers. Get 2 squads of infantry to guard this flank here. And then 2 more squads. Oops. Two more squads to actually capture this. And also get some Milans here to overwatch this. So we'll have Milans here in infantry, and we'll have some infantry here that will move into this town, capture this, or at least serve as a security force. These guys here in the center will attack down here. So there's a lot of stuff to deploy as soon as we start. So let's get to work. I'll unload these guys quickly and move them in.
It's not my war. It's not my war.
Forward there. Unload these blowpipes. Assign the artillery to a group. Okay, these guys.
Why does it always have to be me?
Let's make sure that these guys are in Overwatch here. We'll put the
Break time's
vehicles
over,
in
people. We're on
Overwatch,
the
and then
move
I'll move
again.
these guys to this line here. Okay.
Orders call ready for your orders, sir. Orders call ready for your orders, sir.
Blowpipes here. Oh no, those are javelins. Okay, we'll move those javelins to this tree line.
First formation.
Let's get the recce over there. Recce's got to go down that road and
We'll
check
get
it
a better
out.
look from there. What are your
Those
orders,
guys
sir?
group 2.
Has an enemy chopper been spotted?
Move the rapier to the tree
Roger, sir.
line.
On our way.
So I got the scorpion going in there to recce that out. Got my strikers in
It always
Overwatch
comes
here.
down to the infantryman and his rifle.
Okay.
We're ready to bring the hammer down.
Once,
on them,
yeah,
sir.
see, like they just captured Copenhagen as expected.
Ahead. Over.
Okay. Once that tree line is recce'd, I'm gonna send in my force and we're gonna.
Just give us the coordinates, sir.
Let's go ahead and do that now.
Lead me, follow
So
me,
they'll
or
form
get
up
out
into a
of
road
my way.
column.
Okay.
Things go first. Okay.
Break time's over, people. We're on the move again.
No contact yet.
The bigger the better.
We've spotted enemy choppers.
Just waiting for a target to fly by. And then,
Okay, make contact with recce forces.
need some extra eyes, sir.
Mi-35 here. That's actually an attack chopper. That's a threat. What I'll do is I'll buy a tornado. Actually, what I'll do is I'll move my rapier forward and we'll kill it with the
Air
rapier.
defense ready. If the enemy's in range, so are we. We're ready to bring the hammer
Okay, I
down.
got my
on them,
flank
sir.
guard. Got my flank guard deployed.
Do you have something for
Just got to
me?
kill that chopper and then we can begin our attack. So I'm going to move forward with the rapier. Deal with that Mi-35. I have the strikers here on the flank guard. These guys are there. I'm going to move in a command vehicle to capture Gulf and India.
It always comes down to the infantryman and his rifle. The only good enemy is a dead one. Waiting for your orders, sir.
I have a feeling we're going to need more air defense here. Mi-35 is just hovering in the tree line. He's about to have a bad day. Okay, I'm going to begin the attack.
Need some extra firepower?
So what we'll do is we'll move to this tree line, we'll set up a base of fire, and then we'll... Oh no. Chopper is outranging my rapier. Oh god.
We're
That's
ready
not good.
to bring the hammer down on them, sir.
Some of the BMPs in the tree line. set up an ambush there. Oh, and they have already coming in. That was an ambush. Get out of there, guys. I need to kill that freaking chopper. Make contact with more armored forces. Unload, unload, attack. So the tanks rushed up and they're engaging the Mi-35. I don't have enough to buy a plane yet. Alright, I just got enough for my tornado. Send the tornado to shoot down. Fusiliers are moving up. Looks like what we'll do now is we'll display a smoke screen here. The Mi-35 is literally invincible. Great, and my tornado's taking SAM fire. Oh, there's an Mi-23 on him. Get out of there! Okay, we gotta do something. I gotta do something about this. I just don't have...
Why do I have the feeling that you're about to put our lives?
I don't have the resources. Alright. Tanks are invincible. I mean, these choppers are invincible. I don't even know how to deal with this. I guess I'll send in my tornado again to attack. I think this might be a bug. I mean, this guy is taking multiple shots. Invincible. Really need some way of dealing with these. Bring an entire platoon of blowpipes. Yeah, that'll help. But I still can't do anything about this, can't do anything about these freaking choppers.
Are you talking to me? Give your question, Commandant. Okay, what's the situation? Wo sollen wir es hinliefern?
So they're trying to move supply trucks around. It's a bad idea for them. Once again, try to kill that Mi-35. Looks like he's rearmed by the enemy FOB. Okay, I'm finally managed to shoot down that Mi-35.
Are you talking to me?
I'm introducing enemy reinforcements with some artillery. Unfortunately, I need infantry to attack the town. But I have effectively, you know, cut that off, though. Here comes a rapier.
We're ready to bring the hammer down on them, sir. Is this going to be a proper fight, sir? Just another hunt. Move on. It's not my war.
Oh, so I guess the enemy surrendered or something. Okay. That works for me. I'm not gonna complain. Look at these kills. I mean, they must have ran out of points because I was just slaughtering them. That was a very confusing battle, though. Mainly because I had no way of dealing with that Mi-35. So we've won a total victory. Looks like we've completely defeated the enemy. The enemy retreated into Stavanger. And now we're in Aarhus. We've captured Aarhus. We've gained this victory. So we captured Copenhagen, and that gives us a raise of 50 morale points as long as we have the upper hand in this city. Which we do. We conquered it unopposed. So it's now the second turn. Looks like the enemy is massing there, including a Russian motor rifle unit of some sort in Stavanger. I'm not sure if my fleet will block them from crossing. Hopefully that's the case, but it looks like they're unloading reinforcements in Oslo. Okay. So let's go and do an aerial recon of that province, see what's in there. It's this, okay. So we have the 367th Guards Motorized Regiment. Both of these units are very weak. We're not going to go on the offensive, but it is interesting to note that they're weak. What I am going to do is I'm going to tell the 1st Infantry Brigade to rest and refit. That's going to be their order. And the 3rd Commando Brigade... it's tempting to call in the 82nd Airborne on Malmo and then move in the 3rd Commando Brigade to support them, sort of like a Operation Market Garden sort of thing. So I don't know. See, what I would do honestly is I'd drop them into Halmstad and then attack with the 3rd Commando Brigade, but I don't know if these two units will support each other if I do that. Probably not. I don't think the game will support that. So what we'll do is, let's see what sort of offensive ability we have here. Okay. So I can also deploy these Marine Brigade. And tomorrow I'll be able to get the 194th Armored Brigade. So what I might want to do is I might want to wait until I have enough points I don't know how much points I'm going to gain, though. That's a question. Because if I gain 10, which I don't think I am, I think I'm going to gain 8 plus 2. Or actually, 8 plus... Oh, that would be 10. I think I'm going to gain 8. This is 5, 3, and 2. If that's the case, I'll be able to buy the 194th Armored Brigade, and they're probably badasses. But that will also make me forfeit a day of action, and will give the enemy a chance to reinforce Malmo or to maneuver. You know what? Let's do that. I'm going to have these 2 units rest and refit. And we'll just wait. Okay, they're pulling out of Malmo. I don't know why they're doing that. That's foolish. The North Koreans are mobilizing. They want to take the 101st Airborne to Southeast Asia. Normally I'd say no, but I don't think I'm going to be doing any real big air attacks. I think this is mostly going to be a conventional campaign, just moving up from the south. If I accept it, I gain 20 political points. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So go ahead, take my unit. Knock yourself out. Uh-oh. Submarines attacked. Okay. So both these units are formed up now. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to buy the 194th. I can't put him there now. Okay, I can only bring him to Aarhus. I can't bring him to Copenhagen. That's annoying. They're coming in from the North Atlantic. I can... Oh, I guess because my fleet in the North Sea is being engaged by subs. See, I wasn't thinking that far into the future. I should have mined that. That's fine. So what we'll do is, we'll continue as planned. We'll bring in the 194th Armored Brigade here. And then what I'll do is I'll move the 3rd Commander Brigade into Malmo. I don't remember what my 3rd objective was. I know one of them was Oslo. Stockholm was the other one. Yeah, you can actually see there's a little star there. I guess that means victory objective. So what we'll do is, we'll push north from Malmo into up, and we'll basically make a wall from Karlstad. We'll isolate the east, conquer this area, and then we'll capture Oslo last, which is actually probably... I don't like doing that. I don't like giving the enemy a fortress. I'd rather cut them off, but I think we're going to have better forces if we do it this way. We'll have greater combat power if we do it this way. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to drive into Malmo. There's nothing there to oppose me. I'm going to leave the 1st Infantry Brigade to hold Aarhus. Again, I'm not sure if these enemy can cross. Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't know if they can cross over. If they can, it's problematic. So what I'll do is, just to be sure, they'll set some mines up here. So let's go ahead and end this turn. Okay, so they are crossing over. Bad for them, they arrived just as the 194th was, and now they're going to be smashed. It's like a suicide attack, whatever. We did learn something important there, and that is that there can only be one unit engaged at a time. So we have 2 routes, one to Copenhagen and one to Kiel. They're going to be attacking from the north. So they only have 1 route to maneuver from, and that's from Stavanger. And we have a new organization. We have the Americans. Cool. Got Recce choppers and 3 Bradley. Some Abrams tanks. Very nice. Bradley infantry. Heavy mech. Oh, my beloved PVADs and chaparrals. Excellent. Some Cobras. Alright, so this is pretty standard. Pretty standard order of battle there. First things first is let's buy some command posts. So we can hang on to these areas. Already got one there. by another one. I'll just march them into Delta India as soon as we start. That actually takes a lot of our points, though, so what we're going to do is we're going to trade holding a lot of initial ground for not having a powerful offensive force to begin with. However, this position here in Delta offers some excellent overwatch over this entire open plain, and then we can use this plain as a maneuver grounds. We can just bypass all these urban areas and go right for Stavanger. I think that's what we're going to do. That makes the most sense. So first things first, let's get some artillery support. Normally I'd splurge for the M109s, but we don't have the amount of points due to buying all the CPs, so I'll just buy a section of mortars. Should be good enough. Let's build some tanks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Build a platoon of tanks. One, two, three, 4. Platoon of infantry. And then we need a recce vehicle, and we need some air defense. Not too excited about having a Jeep for recon. I'd rather have something armored, but I don't want to buy the M3 because it's too expensive. Then we'll buy some chaparrals and some pivads. The problem with this is we have nothing to guard Gulf. That's going to be a forward area. Let's see what we can afford. Yes, these infantry are way too expensive. We can get a platoon of assault engineers, but that's not really much. Or a squad of assault engineers. So I'm going to take a big risk here, and I'm going to just have nothing much at all defending the rear areas and nothing much at all screening the left flank. My hope is that the violence of my maneuver plan will stop them from being able to come down through Foxtrot. And what I'll do is I'll move forward so aggressively that I'll threaten them as they're passing through Echo or Bravo. I should do the job. I am going to leave one chaparral over here, though. Deal with any rear area air attacks. So we actually have a lot of long-range firepower here. We have 4 Bradleys, 4 good Abrams tanks, got a bunch of local air defense, and a good recon. So this should be doable. So let's go ahead and launch the battle. Move these guys into here. Let's move our recon forward. These guys make our artillery group 1, the maneuver force group 2, and the support guys behind them will be group 3. Okay, let's go to move these guys forward.
We'll load up.
We've got India, we've got Gulf. My follow-on forces are going to be in Gulf because I still need to defend that, even though that it's. I got to get some stuff in there. Okay. So you definitely don't want to get bogged down fighting in these little villages. Oh, okay. So we got a mechanized force headed for Echo. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hook left. I'm going to interdict them.
Ready to move, sir. Sir. Are you talking to me? Just give us some coordinates, sir.
Okay, we're going to maneuver on them. I'm just going to aggressively maneuver here.
Scout is lucky, don't you?
platoon of T-55s here. I'm going to dismount these Bradleys. I don't want their infantry to die mounted. Oh, the enemy already surrendered. See, that was a total smash. I didn't lose a single unit. I didn't lose a single man. That was a complete slaughter. So that plan actually worked exactly as I planned it, which is that we would violently maneuver on them if they tried to do anything. And that gamble paid off. And we destroyed that regiment. Destroyed the entire battle group. So the 101st Airborne arrived in North Korea, Pyongyang, which is the capital of North Korea. They launched a general offensive along the entire 38th parallel. Oh god. Okay. Apparently the pact is going to be used chemical weapons. I think we're owning them too hard. Oh, Seoul has fallen. Okay. So it looks like we have 2 units maneuvering on Malmo. It's a good thing I captured Malmo last turn, because otherwise we'd have to fight for that, and that'd be an amphibious landing. I know what these guys are, directly to the north. These are... That's that Polish naval division. I'm not worried about them. These guys, though, on the east at Kalmar, those are Russians. And Russians mean bad company. So let's go ahead and recce that. Oh, that's a naval brigade as well. Okay. That's another low-grade unit. So far, I haven't seen any heavy forces. I mean, I have a US Army, Armored Brigade now. That's about as heavy as you can get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the 1st Infantry Brigade here, and I'm going to rush... I'm going to rush the Armored Brigade over to Malmo to support them. I could also call in the French. I could call in this cheap French unit. I don't know what DIMA stands for. Probably something Marine. Division Infantry Marine, or maybe. I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to deal with Frenchies, though. I'm tempted to bring them in to reinforce Malmo, but I think the guys at Malmo will hang on. They've been digging in. They're fully reconsolidated. I'll go ahead and rest and repair the 1st Infantry Brigade. The 194th Armored is going to rush over to Malmo. So that concludes... Well, let's go ahead and end this turn, but then that's going to conclude this Let's Play, and then this will continue in another video. But let's go ahead and just end the turn and see what happens. Okay, so looks like the unit north of Halmstad... The unit north of Halmstad retreated, and the 4th Naval Brigade moved in. So, that will be our next video.